Oop, oop, trying it
I
out,
also
trying it
got
out.
whiskey.
Oh,
Whiskey.
whiskey. Uh-huh. A ding. A ding. But no, what's good, everybody? What's good? It is Monday night. It is. It is. It is all right. Amen. Amen.
Is it?
I
Is it all right?
love the new emoji, John, because the second you put it up the first time, I was like, I'm wearing that hair today. um, but today we are talking about keeping
Gotta
it
start charging my phone. I
real,
got TikToks to make.
neutral, keeping it neutral.
Neutral? We keep it real
We
neutral?
keep it neutral
Keep it in neutral.
because if you keep it neutral enough, it will feel natural. Amen. So, what do we mean when we say keep it neutral? Do you want to start with the I nothing you concept? Surprise, shouty!
Ooh,
You look like the happiest velociraptor in that picture, TT. I love it. I love it.
party girl. I just, but I nothing you.
I nothing you.
I figured out the easiest way to piss people off. It ain't when I'm trying to piss people off. I don't even have any intent to piss people off. When I nothing somebody, that means I don't think about you probably the way you think I do. Like I don't. I'm neutral. It's like I'm indifferent. You exist. Cool. Some people like people will think that you hate them because you nothing them. The people like just
It's
and
not like
project that
they
on.
flat out saying, I don't like you, but everybody likes me. Well, I don't. They're not saying that. They just,
It's like, hey, you.
there's no category for you, there's no shelf for you in my life, but you exist in the same space in which I exist. So here we are.
I acknowledge your existence.
I acknowledge your existence.
And that's it.
And people with that delicious, delicious trauma, that people pleasing tendency, that I need external validation tendency, delicious, delicious trauma.
I need to
Um,
feel useful.
I need to feel useful to feel worthy. Amen. Amen. Surprise, Shorty. Um, it's it's those things that make us so uncomfortable with being nothinged or being neutral with people. We can't be neutral with people if those are the things we're experiencing, because if I need external validation, I need everybody out here to acknowledge that I exist and in what capacity I exist and what I do for them, so that I can then translate that to I have purpose. And that's not healthy, guys. Not at all.
It's not. You
It is
can't
not.
always get validation from everybody. Especially, let's be honest, it's never the validation you want anyway.
That part, that part. So now, and when you says, you're never gonna get the validation you want, or when you rely on people too much, you're gonna, what? Are we quiet? I don't know what to say. Hold on. I'm gonna fix it, John. But no, the interesting thing about that is like, what I know you've been in this position before when you are just kind of going through it, and you were like, ah, man, I need to talk to somebody, I need to hang out, I need to, call whoever the fuck I need to call, and you call everybody in your immediate circle and don't nobody answer the goddamn phone. That is why you have a meltdown. Because if I'm trying to receive external validation and do all this shit and
Every outsource doesn't want to contact me. They all
all
hate
hate
me.
me, and I'm having a meltdown, and then I'm going to my ex's house crying outside, standing in the rain, and shit.
On up a boombox, just
Or
I'm
dance,
all out of
or
love. I'm
busting your own
solo.
choreography in the damn street. Car, car.
God, look at my chest.
Look at my chest. But no, real talk, real talk. So it's perfectly okay if people nothing you. It's actually healthier if people nothing you because then they can't attribute any negative nor positive things to influence you one way or the other.
It could also just be like that person might have had the mental bandwidth that day, like just straight up.
That
Like
part. That part. I nothing several of my coworkers. I know I have to work with them. I know being cordial is makes things easier for both of us. But other than that, I
we
don't
ain't
have
friends,
we're
motherfucker.
not friends. I don't have to interact with you. When I'm in staff meeting, we're like, oh, did anybody want to check in about what they did this weekend? Not particularly.
That's like I don't have the emotional want to give a fuck. It's legit like just bandwidth, like straight up. It's a
Yeah.
mental, emotional bandwidth when you just learn how to be
Surprise,
neutral with some people.
shorty.
You just learn how to be neutral with some people just because like just because like
Everything
I don't
costs
want to worry
energy.
about you.
Everything
Like,
costs energy. And so if we're not rationing our energy or vibrating at the frequency that we want to be vibrating at, like why are we wasting it?
yeah.
So
But you must hate because you want to talk to me. Like, no, it's
no,
your own insecurities and
that's
trauma
own
showing.
insecurities and trauma showing. You need to go do some work. Um, the other thing with that, the other thing that we talk about all the time, you are the protagonist in your own storyline. Yeah, yeah.
However,
This is
comma,
your adventure. Yeah. However, everyone else are NPCs or everyone else is the protagonist in their own story, so they
and
ain't got
you are
time to worry
NPC.
about you. Huh?
Now, granted, sometimes an NPC might get upgraded to side character, but most times, nah.
Now, this is not to be confused because I don't know about y'all's playthrough of Skyrim, but I was Lydia's sidekick. She did what the fuck she wanted, and I just followed her around. But that's a whole nother issue. But no, you are an NPC in someone else's story, which means you don't have a legitimate place. You don't have a definitive place. If you're not there, it doesn't matter. But that's
They
not
don't think about
necessarily
you.
bad. I bet the second I said you don't matter, you're like, oh, my feelings. No.
Mm.
This has nothing to do with your feelings. It has nothing to do with you. You could be a
Object
couch,
permanence,
a speck
basically.
of dust, or a cow in the road. It still don't matter.
You're not a blip on somebody's radar, and that's not always a bad thing. Like I said, bandwidth. Like
Bandwidth.
just the mental strength somebody has. Like I don't feel like wasting my drops of attention, and my cup might be this big one day with attention and mental mentality. Some days it's like this. I can spare it every now and then, but most days it's like this. And the poorness in the resources and plants, the water. If I gotta water certain important plants, I'm making sure
Hey,
they get it
Scarlett.
with this first.
John says I'm that one annoying character they keep dragging back to connect the franchise. Your claptrap? Ew.
Yeah.
Ew. John, ew. I'm glad we were here on that. Snooks, I'm glad we were here on that. Surprise, shorty. I think she's doing that to spot us now. I think she's doing it on purpose. On purpose. But no, it's particular. Hello, Patrick. It's particularly okay if people nothing you. In fact, that leaves room in your life for other things that may be more important.
Don't nothing me, mom.
I'm nothing our son right now because he knows he should not be behind my desk.
Airtime is airtime, and they're not trying. And just while she's doing it, go on a small rant just to say this sometimes. Like when
I'm sorry. Did you
for
say
real.
did you say a rant? You said that?
Yeah, just
Oh, okay. He's ranting. He's ranting. He's ranting. He's ranting. Hold on. Hold on. Wait.
but
Oh, we're ranting. We're ranting. And go.
like for real, like check your egos or your insecurities in a lot of situations because it's when it's not, it ain't about you. Sometimes, like, quit making shit about you. When people
You're
just,
working on your blue balls. Good for you. Mind your business. Go ahead. You were saying you're ranting.
oh, okay, but like it ain't all about you and somebody like nothing's you, and that gives you a chance. Unfortunately, it gives you a chance to project your own problems and bullshit on that. When you think, oh, this person hates you because of this, that, and the other. One or two things: one, you have insecurity issues and think everybody already hates you, or two, you might have done something that warrant hate. Like there's a group of people that, because recently I lost some close people in my family, in my life, that wanted to send me condolences, but we don't talk no more. Like
We don't talk anymore.
after like a year or two, like we don't talk, and
No, Sam.
I like someone like didn't know what to say because they thought I hated them. Like, nah, I don't. Y'all aren't
You
worth my
started.
emotions.
You started this beef. You started this beef. That's
It ain't even that. It's like y'all aren't worth my emotion because that's just too much energy to put into something that will get nowhere. like,
y'all are projecting.
like,
Projecting's a big one with this. It's like
do we? Does he
problems.
does he hate us? Like, no, I don't. Like, I nothing y'all. Like, that's a lot of people too. Like, I nothing a lot of motherfuckers because like y'all aren't worth. It sounds worse than it is, but y'all aren't worth the mental fortitude that I got to make, which takes a lot of effort to care.
That's like
To
when see
just
people sit in my office during session, they'd be like, "I'm gonna hate him for the rest of my life." Damn, that's a lot of effort, bruh. You sure you want to do
exactly
that?
like it takes effort to hate. It takes effort to like even with the positive shit. Like you must like people reject their positivity and whatnot because they's like either really used to being happy go lucky with people and all the kind of like cool. I ain't that motherfucker. There's a lot of people that ain't that motherfucker. Like neutral ain't exactly bad or good. It's just hey,
Yep.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So talking about neutral spaces some more, being in a neutral space is remarkable. Okay, let me tell you how it's remarkable. So a
The subtle
situation.
art of not giving a fuck.
That part. And that's a good book, by the way. If you've never read it, go read it. You Are a Badass is also a good book. The sequels of those authors, they literally show through that they was just trying to make money because they didn't expect the first book to be good. So those two good books are good. But um, being in a neutral space with people and on individual planes of interaction with people, regardless of how they're connected to the outside world and each other, is remarkable. And I'm going to tell you why. So 7:34 this morning, my ladies group chat is jumping. Okay, like
Like Destiny's Child,
jumping.
old school
The
version.
club is
Jumping, jumping.
jumping. Okay, I'm talking screenshots,
Ladies, leave
angry
your man at
faces,
home.
and
The tub is
all
full
of
of
this
ballers and
shit
their
is
pockets
happening.
are full
Now,
grown.
mind you, I get up, I work out, I start, I feed my farm, I start my day, I go to work. Okay, 7:34, I am either meditating or feeding the animals before we put on makeup and get the fuck out the door. So I'm in staff meeting, and I look back at. Hang on a second, I have to yell at her son.
Speaking of speaking of farm,
Um, but no, so I'm in staff meeting, which started at 8:30. It's like 9 o'clock. I'm about to cover your ears, Sam.
I am so glad she cut that off because that would have killed me too.
Yeah, you dog-eared bastard. But jumping, I'm talking screenshots, everything. I'm looking back and looking at timestamps. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Why is my group chat on fire? My sister's man has messaged me separately saying, "Hey, Miko, can you call me when you get a chance?" I'm like, what the fuck is going on? We don't really talk like that. But all right, what's good?
We don't just talk.
We don't do that. But I mean, I'm cool with you. You cool with me. What's going on? And proceeds to tell me about. He's like, "Have you looked at the group chat?" I was like, You mean what group chat are you talking about? Because
Like,
again, this is my
group chat.
ladies.
What
This is my
whatever
ladies
group
group
chat do
chat.
you
How
mean? Like just
what you know about what's going on in the ladies group chat? Nigga, you in the group chat? Um, and so it popped off. Sis is fucking around doing some side shady side hustle shit with somebody else, and it's just like, oh, and it's all I could say was, oh. And so I'm like, ooh. I said, how are you feeling? Because, like, now eighth grade to age 21, Miko would have been like, first of all, you not about to sit here and side talk my sister like this. I don't know what the fuck you on, but clearly you must be misunderstood. Like I would pop off at the
Trauma
mouth
responses
with
like a motherfucker.
none
Just
of the facts. You understand me? To defend what's in
you're
your
not a
mind,
damn
right?
nut of
Because
fact.
we talked about that
Like
last
it's
time, right?
like it's her business. Like
It's my business, and I know. Like, and we talked about that one time about a personal frame of reference. My friends, my people that are close to me, are an extension of me. So when I feel threatened, I am going to defend all of us as it is myself. So didn't do that. Now, grownish me was like, all right, how are you feeling? You good? What's on your mind right now? Cause like he didn't call me to talk about this or her. Like, why would you call me if this is what was like, what I'm supposed to do about your sister? Like, that's not what people's gonna ask you. So I'm like, how are you? What's going on for you right now? Because, like, I have a relationship with these two people, regardless if they're together or not. Okay?
having neutrality lets you be able to differentiate, and be unbiased. Well, semi unbiased.
And allows you to articulate that bias when you know it's coming up and getting in the way. Okay? Because for me, it's like, I love spending time with both of y'all. I love seeing y'all together and we all have a good time. But like, if this is it, that's all right too. I mean, I'm going to love you regardless. Because we need to stop friendship divorces. We need to stop
People
them.
aren't things when it comes. Like the
People aren't
last one,
things.
people aren't things. That also means relation. Don't identify two couples by their relationships
Don't identify a couple by the religion. They are two
or
people.
friendships either. Like that way too. Like
Yeah. Oh, this is my best friend's best friend. Okay. Are y'all friendly? Are y'all cordial? Or are you just angry because your best friend has a best friend? You need to calm the fuck down. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But being in a place of neutrality allowed me to, one, check on his feelings because as a one-to-one individual conversation, this is my friend. I care. I care about the other one too. So if y'all reach out, I'm gonna say what I got to say because, and that's the other thing. And being neutral means I don't invite myself into spaces. You hear me? You see me? I don't invite myself because the second I read the group chat and the second he texted talking about, could you call me? I could have been like, oh shit, let me call my friend real quick, see what's going. Didn't do
and
that.
if you got a friend that does shit like that, or you see them doing shit that with somebody else,
Call them
watch them,
out. Call them out
call them and watch them because they. That's one of those like you are inserting yourself to where your nose don't belong.
to where your
Now,
nose don't
granted,
belong.
if it's some real bad shit, like domestic abuse, like abuse or anything of that nature, by all means, get all up in there. But
But
if it's just you trying to put your opinion on somebody else's,
your opinions
or how we
don't
all talk
mean
about
shit
projecting your shit on somebody else's.
because that's literally what our opinions are, using our personal frame of reference to tell them what we think they should do because we're thinking of them as us.
My significant other is taking somebody else that the opposite sex they're attracted to. They cheating. Like no, no, no.
No, no, no.
That ain't always it. That's
No. And I've never understood how I can have a problem with someone and go to someone else and tell them about that problem. How does that work? Why do we take up that much energy to do that?
because we think it mentally takes more energy and courage and fear and a whole bunch of other emotions to take it to a person
No,
straight up.
nope, no. What you're doing is leaving
I don't want to talk to the lion. I want to go find a lion tamer real quick to help me deal with this
no,
lion. Like,
no. What you're doing is you putting duct tape on your leg for 6 weeks when you could just put a band-aid on and take it off tomorrow.
I see a shadow of a lion. I'm gonna find me a lion tamer to make sure this is a shadow of a lion. You might find it's a kitten later, but I gotta admit, like, it's a little ass house cat that you could just walk up and dealt with. But hey, it might have been a lion.
It
Well, how many times have
might
there ever
have
been?
been.
How many times have there ever been a lion? Never. But this time it could have.
Okay, bitch. Okay, a little bit. But no, getting back to being in a place of neutrality because that also allows you to ration your energy. It's like the reason
Yep.
that people please or people that mom people, you know who you are. I'm talking to you right now. Is the reason we're so drained or we feel like we're
Or
not
dad people.
or dad people. You're right. Um, parent people. How about that? Neutral.
Yep.
Parent people. Ew. um, is because we feel like thankless helpers. We feel like we're carrying everyone's burden. We're over here being Louisa, and people don't know we fucking being Louisa because they can't reciprocate.
They can't
Being
see the pressure, the
neutral.
drip, drip, drips, and they just. I love that song.
I love that movie. Good shit.
I love that movie, but I love that song just for
Good
like a
shit.
TikTok and all the strong buff women that
Oh my God, all the strong buff
that duet that song. But that's
women.
neither here nor there right now.
Sorry. Back on track. Back on track. But no, you're allowing, when you're being neutral, you allow them to take ownership and accountability of the things they struggle with. You can support
You can
and
pick your
not
battles.
carry. Okay, I'm gonna say that
You can
shit
straight up
again.
pick your battles.
You can support and not carry. That's like, hey man, I'm gonna climb this ladder. You got me? You can either sit here and hold the ladder firmly that they've already placed there, or you could be wandering around willy nilly trying to catch them in case they fall down. Which one is more tiring? You tell me. Huh?
Or you trying to beat a ladder and just to hold them up the entire time, like
Or are you just like, no, you stay on the ground. I'll come up here and do it. Stop that shit. You need that energy. You need that energy to do your own work, to get centered, rebalance, whatever the fuck you want to call it. The focus should be on you and your health because nobody wants to.
NMP.
What does that stand for?
Not my problem.
Amen. Amen. Now, was it uncomfortable sitting here all day knowing that my sister and my potential brother in law is over here in emotional turmoil? Hell yeah, it was uncomfortable. I'm like, damn, I kind of want to call her. And then the second part was, damn, this meme is really funny. And I can't send it to neither one of y'all motherfuckers right now because y'all going through it. But the point being, you can feel any type of way about it that you want. But the second you insert yourself, you are draining yourself of energy that ain't nobody asked for.
Unnecessarily. And it don't help. Like,
You're
yeah,
not helping. You're not
Liv also
helping.
mentioned like she works with a bunch of Trumpers, so she just stays to like talk about the weather and shit. But yeah, like when she gets involved, they both lose. Like, whatever y'all be fighting over it, like over this,
Come on.
whatever y'all fighting over is mine. Like
Mouth
that's
words. Mouth words.
when I get involved, they both lose. Whatever y'all fighting over is mine.
Fair. Fair point. Fair point.
And they be
Fair
fighting
point.
over your attention. And all of a sudden, you a dick bag because you might have spent in their mind more attention on this person or more attention on that person. Like you told this person that secret. Like I didn't tell them shit. I just
Which brings us to our next concept. You ain't as important to people as you think you are.
nope.
Nope. Nope. But
Not as
again,
in a
that's not
positive and
bad.
negative light. Yeah.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Once again, that goes back to you're not the star in everybody's life. You're not as important as you think you may be in some people, but also you might be more important than you think in some people's lives too.
Facts. And it's not always people you're damn close to.
Let's say you're not as important as you think you are.
You.
That you think you
Because
are.
you don't get to assign your own value in people's lives. You don't. You don't. Because otherwise, that means you to be spending every waking moment with them and how they're thinking about you. And clearly, that's not possible.
And just worrying about that takes so much energy.
Yep. Free will is a hell of a drug. And because we insert ourselves into these situations, we are taking away most of our own free will. Because,
Do they like me? Do they care? I
all
said this one
right,
thing.
have a good night. Go get you some more yarn. I
Like
want to see them balls when you're done with them.
I said this one thing to this person, but they ain't said it back at a certain time that I'm used to being text back to.
Oh
So
my
that means
God.
like, do they like me? Do they hate me? I said I was meet this person at this time. It's 5 minutes past the time, and they're late. Did they not want to come? Did they abandon me? Did they ditch me? Like just
You are using up all your free will to not worry, to just exist in this space because, bottom line, baby, ain't no manual to this shit. So what we worrying for?
and it's never as bad or as good as you think. Either
That
or.
part. That part. That part. That part.
And once you get past realizing that you're comparing it to yourself, that's the thing. Like you're comparing them to you.
Yep.
You always are.
Yep. And that's the thing that kills me in sessions, okay? The thing that kills me in sessions is especially with my self-esteem babies. My self-esteem babies, I need y'all to stay the fuck off
Self-esteem
the gram.
babies.
Okay? Stay the fuck off the gram
Graham.
until oh gram
Duh, Graham.
until you have developed enough coping skills to differentiate yourself and your priorities from everybody else.
But everybody seems like they're doing so well in
I
life.
don't give a good goddamn. I could
I
post a
mean,
pretty of a picture of a
Samantha
pretty
went to the
sandwich, and the sandwich could taste like shit.
Samantha went to the beach and had a whole bunch of friends. Ain't invite me though, but just
Then take your ass to the beach and don't invite them
they
either.
must they must hate me because they ain't invite me.
They don't know you because maybe Samantha's got other friends.
But
Now,
Tom and Susie look so good. They're so happy together.
oh my God. Oh my God. Listen, I am thankful for TikTok because TikTok is exposing the fuck out of these influencer couples, and I'm with it. Now, in the worst
Yeah.
fucking way, because one of them actually murdered the other one. That's like,
And
what,
there's
two that have murdered
also
each other at this point?
yeah,
Um,
there's also abuse and
mm hmm, mm hmm,
other
mm
racism,
hmm,
a
mm
lot of
hmm,
other
mm hmm,
stuff.
mm hmm. But we have the capacity to compare ourselves to others, but we use it wrong. We use it to tear ourselves down as opposed to snatching snippets from pictures and making a puzzle piece, big picture that we want. Now, I'm not saying the psychotic, ooh, I like your personality, I'm going to mirror it forever. No, I'm talking about I see this person in a light of admiration, in a light of, you know, respect. Like, huh, my mentor is this person because they are charismatic as fuck, and that is what I aspire to be. That is a healthy comparison. She
Neat.
got a tiny waist and a fat ass. I'm about to fly down here to this country I ain't never visited to and get me a BBL. Why would you do that to yourself? Huh? Huh?
Everybody's literally built different. Don't
Literally.
fill yourself up with don't fill yourself up with stuff. Like do squats.
Squats.
Ladies.
Ladies.
Squats.
Squats. But no, real talk. We use it for the wrong thing. We should be taking characteristics. Now, part of this is because the natural flow of human development, especially in adolescenthood, is fucked up because somewhere in time a ripple happened where everyone ended up fucked
That's
up
what it
and
used to
then
be.
they reproduced and now it's all fucked up. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. In adolescenthood, we're supposed to be trying on different hats, different characteristics, different mannerisms, exploring, finding identity. But most people don't get to do that shit until college, where they can literally fuck their lives up. Okay. Or college age, when they can literally fuck their lives up and have to spend a decade trying to fix it. We're supposed to be experimenting with identity, values, beliefs, and all that shit when we're adolescents. But instead, in adolescenthood, we start tearing each other apart and tearing each other down because of what we're not getting at home, or because of being bullied, because of what they're not getting at home. So we don't get a chance to do
Projection.
any of
Projection.
this shit. And we're all lost in a sea of projection, okay? And then we develop insecurities, and then they never fucking go away. Just like this cat. And when they don't go away, we develop what I like to call the audience. The audience sits in our head for the rest of our lives, whether we can cope with it or not, ignore it or not, stop biting your nails. Um, get your hand away from your mouth. Come on now, I'm trying to help you help yourself. Um, the audience. The audience is those voices that tore us the fuck down in adolescence. What are those? Where you get there from? Your mama got
Ugh.
an OnlyFans. Your daddy ugly. Like all of this shit. We internalize and it becomes an audience at the back of our head, which is why we grow up and develop low self-esteem and body dysmorphia. Looking at yourself in a full-length mirror. Yeah, the shirt is cute, but you're not. Damn, brain. Ow, my feelings.
Say, do you do everything half-assed?
I'm gonna
Like,
talk about your
ah,
mama's OnlyFans, Dondero. I'm gonna talk about it because Mama Jan is hot.
she got no anything for real.
No, but I can
Oh,
text her and see if she'll make one.
All right.
Rondera's mom is like fire. I love her. But no, like we develop the audience and they stay with us, and then those voices get louder because we keep feeding it
So that's when you
with
tell those voices to
the
please get out. Good
comparison.
luck had being heard over your own voices.
Good luck because that audience voice becomes your voice. Because again, you feed it with these comparisons. And your poor little positive self talk voice is like, hey, I'm back here too. I'm back here too. Shut up, Jerome.
So you give it all or nothing it gives you an all or nothing complex.
Gives you
Yep.
an all or nothing complex. You start all or nothing thinking everything is black and white. Either they hate me or they love me. And if they loved me, they wouldn't do this, so they must hate me. And it's a huge catch 22.
As opposed to one of those situations like they might just not have had their phone. They just
I know it seems unheard of. What's good, Cool Dude Ross? I
how
know
many
it
times we been on
seems
the you've had
unheard
your
of.
phone on the charge and somebody lost their fucking mind because your phone was charging.
Oh my God.
We've all had at least happen once to somebody or done it ourselves.
Listen, listen. Let me tell y'all why I respect Bestie so much. Bestie not only silences her phone or mutes her notifications, but she leaves the tell people I've muted my notifications box checked. I fucks with that. I fucks with that. I don't do that because no, my boundaries, my boundaries are firm. Not saying that hers are not. She's just more cordial with her boundaries than I am. I'm more authoritarian with my boundaries. But
I'm more like click. I'm more forgetful with my boundaries and
bro,
remembering
you
at the
remember
same
when I
time.
was down there and you lost your fucking phone and we over here calling it and shit trying to find that bitch? Sir, why does it sound like it's in the damn wall?
Where was it?
It was in the windowsill in front of the
Oh
pool
yeah,
or some
yeah.
shit. I was like, bro, you have probably never set your phone there in your whole life. Nope. But
Yeah.
we throw logic out the window when we hit that all or nothing streak, and that's fucked up. That's real fucked up.
So
It's
you
not
need to
only fucked up
adjust.
to the person because then we're reacting and attacking all over them, but it's fucked up to us because we can't self-soothe. We can't logic ourselves. We can't reason ourselves. We are all over the fucking place, which makes us feel worse because we also feel like we're out of control. Ugh. And then we like I
It's a
said,
it's this
we
constant spiral
react
of
all
bullshit.
over people and get aggressive, and then that pushes people away, right? And then when we get new friends, we're like,
Push-
oh my God, I don't want to be a burden to my friends because last time you reacted all over them like this.
And if you push
Hey,
these
boy
people away, that
wonder,
also adds
how are you
another. That adds
feeling?
like another level of bullshit because it adds another brick of that wall you keep building the bullshit. So it's like
That part, that part. So, being neutral is a remarkable thing because one, we have to give people the opportunity to take accountability for things that directly impact their life. We have
a lot
probably
of things don't affect
convinced
you.
ourselves that we are directly impacted, but we're not. It's just that we don't know how else to exist in a space.
Those two friends you met as a couple, they break up. How would that really affect you? Really, like,
How does that affect you? How I see now you've got two friends that need comforting
but only if they
if they
offer.
ask for it.
Yeah, if they ask for it. Yeah.
Don't insert yourself. Don't exert yourself. Don't insert yourself.
And if
Do
one
do do
and if
do.
one tries to make you feel like the other one's a bad person or like try to like make you pull you over to their side,
You could
cut
do
that rope real
exactly
quick.
what I do with my parents. The first day I reconnected with my father, he was boohoo. We was in a subway at a Walmart. He over here about to boohoo cry in a booth at a table. He's like, I mean, I wanted to see, but your mother. I said, all right, I'm gonna stop you here. What's good, right? I'm gonna stop you right here. That shit ain't got shit to do with me. I'm sitting here in front of you right now. If you want a relationship with me, you got a relationship with me. I'm talking about my fucking mama. And I told mom how the meeting went. She's talking about, well, I said,
Yeah.
that ain't
mm,
got shit to do with me. If
mm.
you want to have an explain off with him, here's his number. You can call him. But you're not about to sit here and talk to me about my father like that. Y'all relationship ain't got shit to do with me. I'm here. I exist. That's the only thing I got to do with y'all relationship. Like, do
Parents or
not.
different. One feel betrayed by a friendship. Parents are yeah. Like
Don Darrow said, I only insert myself when she nibbles the ear. SpongeBob, you gotta be more assertive. Beep, beep. Not insertive. All right. What
not
were you
now,
saying?
crabs. We're doing a podcast.
Plankton.
We're doing a podcast, crabs.
All right. What were you saying though?
We're talking about neutrality.
All right, neutrality. Exactly. I
But yeah,
like money, and money is neutral. I'm sorry, y'all. He started with me. He started me. Hey, thanks for the bits. Oh man, but no,
but we
we
but one person feel betrayed half the damn time. Like that's their fucking problem they need to deal with. And if they say that you betrayed them or they make you feel like you betrayed them, call them out on that bullshit. Because I'm going to punch you so hard in the butt next time I see you.
butt punching. uh, but no, real talk, for serious. But
But
no,
yeah, you make it like it's like a friendship divorce, like you mentioned. Like you know those shitty parents try to like win their kids' affection by like talking down to their parent,
oh
the other
my
parent, and like
god, oh my
bribe them with
god.
other shit.
You can get
We
so
do that
much
in
more
friendships
shit
too.
done when y'all are neutral in co-parenting relationships. You can have lives, individual lives that progress.
And your child doesn't suffer
Mm, mhm. Your
because that
child
child
doesn't
had
suffer
nothing.
to
Like
do
the
with it.
child, the
Child
child
ain't
had
nasty.
nothing to do with it. They just
Man,
existed. Y'all,
listen,
y'all got it in. They popped out.
listen, listen, okay? Some motherfuckers decided to get down on the get down in the 90s and the
Yeah.
80s. And
Oh
now I got
yeah.
to pay bills and shit.
Like I said, they got it in and you
Cool
popped
dude,
out.
Ross.
That ain't your problem.
Booty punch is good for the soul. Brought to you by Panda Yams. Panda Yams, fat munchies.
Booty punch. Like
Booty
just
pop pump. Booty
you got to get
pop
that booty
pump.
pop punch. That's you. But yeah, like that also works with. It's the same with friendships in a lot of ways too.
Mm-hmm. Tell them about
Like I
it.
said,
Tell them about it. Amen. Amen.
about it, like
Tell them about it while we
bringing up some of my old shit.
uh-huh.
Like I said, like
Oh no, not your
vast
old shit. Not your old shit.
after
I know Twitch. I know.
a
Give me a
certain
second.
after a certain
I'm a
breakup, a vast
slacker.
majority of my friends who I thought were friends kind of either stopped talking to me or turned their backs and said I wasn't shit because of that breakup and started talking with that person.
You
What's up,
ain't
Calvino?
shit.
Which, oh, that that disintegrated part of my heart. That ain't on
Oh,
the
it
front
did.
like that
It
didn't
did.
that
It
didn't
did.
just break it. That disintegrated. I'm still
You know.
sweeping some shit. I still find little dust pockets in my body sometimes when it comes to that.
That's my
Like,
cute.
oh shit, there's some of that trauma over there. Let me
Mm-mm-mm.
go ahead and get rid of that.
Get you a mini vacuum and get the fuck on.
It's
Oh,
like having cat. It's like having cats.
it
You'll
is.
still find you'll
And
find
and
random
that
hair
one
everywhere.
stray hair that just goes straight in through your clothes and stabs the fuck out
Yep.
you. Yep. Yeah. But being neutral is good for your soul. It's good for your progress.
Don't nobody care about you as much as you think they do.
They don't, and that's not necessarily bad. Again,
Nobody
that's
gives a fuck.
that's the biggest part of this is we gotta strip away all this shit we're projecting on other people. They don't love me the way I love them. Okay, but
You're giving
you
people more authority over you than you're giving over yourself in a lot of ways. When
stop
stuff like
expecting you from other people. Mm, Stop it.
because sometimes you ain't shit.
I
If you gonna if
you
we gonna
ain't
be
shit.
if we gonna be upfront, like until you get your
You
shit
ain't
together and
shit.
figure out your own problems and trauma, sometimes you ain't shit. So quit giving
But
your authority to people.
and that's not just a full status. Some days you literally ain't shit.
Oh yeah.
because we can't all be on the same page about every fucking thing. And there's gonna be this one thing that graze up against in a friendship conversation, whatever the fuck, that you're really rigid about, and y'all gonna
It's gonna
get
feel like
heated, and y'all gonna
you gonna
react
graze
all
it
over
and it
each
feel
other.
like sandpaper. Just
Right. So on some days you ain't shit, and that's okay.
that ain't your shit to worry about.
That ain't your shit to worry about. It's not. It's not. So being neutral
From Nunya.
from none your business. Brought to you by Pandy Yams. Pandy Yams. um, but no, yeah. So being neutral saves you a lot of trouble, and it just overall makes you feel better because I don't have to run around and make people, regulate themselves emotionally or make them deal with their problems. Leave them to it, and they will figure it out.
Also, being neutral is not being apathetic or indifferent. There's a fucking difference.
That part, that part. Being neutral has a sense of awareness and articulation, like we said earlier, that says, I know I am having a reaction to this, but I can also recognize my role or value in this is nothing compared to who's actually involved.
That just doesn't mean I don't care.
It does not.
Apathy ain't it.
It does
Apathy
not.
ain't it.
It does not. Because a lot
Nope.
of people ask me all the time, like, how do you see people? How do you see murderers and pedophiles and, rapists? I gotta be neutral, y'all. I gotta be, because that's a person. That's a person. A person
And
who was,
sometimes,
sidebar, a person who was probably failed in the same way they offended somebody.
and 9 out of 10, like it's gonna suck to be neutral sometime. It's gonna
Going to suck. I can't tell you how many times it sucks to be like, hi, I'm such and such, and I've got these problems, and I'm your therapist. I'm like, oh, your light and your tunnel is right there. But I can't tell you that. It could be as
okay.
simple as pie. But if they are not in a place to learn it, do it, and own it, I have no authority
You
to
ever
sit
argue
here
with
and say,
somebody who
this
don't
is
want to
how you
listen?
fix your life. I have no
And
authority.
it's like if you and it's like arguing with somebody who obviously does not want to listen. Like a wall might give, but people are worse.
Yep. Yep. Let me show y'all how y'all protect y'all peace in these conversations, especially with people that keep coming back and asking you for advice that they don't never fucking take, but then come back
An
and complain to
asshole.
you. Yes, an asshole. Or yes, butter. Um, they come to you. They are crying. They are whatever. You are concerned, sure. What's going on? What happened? They tell their spiel. You say,
That thing.
okay. You give your silent and short, concise acknowledgments as you're listening. Uh-huh. Okay. Like
Mm-hmm.
we are not
And this
here
thing
to
is happening.
investigate. We are not here to solve the problem. We are here to observe and experience this person in this moment, which means, and I don't know what to do. That is a lie. Everyone knows what they're
I'm
thinking
typing that.
about doing, but they
That's
need
why you call that from the
validation
people.
that they can do it so that they can blame someone else if it doesn't work. Okay? So, well, I don't know what to do. Oh, that sounds like it's really hurting you real bad. Reflect their feeling, reflect what you're hearing from them. Okay? And then, well, what are you thinking about doing? Put the work back on them. You hear me? You
Bitch, you
hear me?
gotta figure it out. Figure it out.
Okay.
Hey.
Now there's a difference between
Oh shit.
shit, sound like you fucked. That's rude. There's a difference between that and, well, what are you thinking about? I am encouraging your thought process. I am engaging your critical thinking skills. I am empowering you to take control over this moment and this problem.
And don't
So
be
I can
too.
go on about my fucking business like this conversation ain't never happened.
And you can also admit to some things you don't know much about. Like, I don't know. Okay, like that's something you have to figure out on your own. Well, that's not even on your own. It's something you have to learn to figure out.
Well, and if that sounds too harsh, because I know people are fragile or whatever the fuck. No, they're not. People aren't fragile. Y'all's friendships is fragile. Um, just
Wait,
sit
let
there.
that actually.
The
So what you're
go to.
saying is these are your options when. So you're saying that these are your options when you say it out loud. Does it still sound good? Oh yeah, yeah. That's like people like you try to say something out loud, like this idea sound good, is like the validation you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah. And so,
Or you know it's bullshit and you just want somebody to validate your own opinion. You're gonna keep asking the people constantly until you get that one validating thing, even though like maybe five people say no, that's bullshit, don't do it. But that's a whole other subject that you need to work on yourself.
go do some work. Um, but no, like, and if that's too harsh for people that with fragile friendship, fragile relationships, it's like, well, how about this? Don't, do anything right away. Take some time, sit with it a bit. If you need to check back with me in a couple hours, that's fine. And then you repeat the process. What do you think about what came up?
Neutrality will help your sanity.
Because you got other shit to do than to sit here and play where in the world is common sense Diego, okay? That being said, it is
Wow.
8:29. We're going to hit the wig wheel real quick. Like, for those on my Twitch, if you go to randomimagepicker.org, it is a free application. It is amazing. I've got over 200 wigs in the wheel, except this is the phase
And
one.
a problem.
Oh, that's Daenerys. We just wore Daenerys for our Dom Court
Well,
podcast.
that's too
We're going to
rare.
pick again, y'all. Sorry, 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 sorry,
Too damn bad. The
sorry.
fans God said Daenerys.
That's too bad. Oh, Axel. We're wearing Axel tomorrow. I don't know what we're playing yet, but we're wearing Axel for Blue Skirt Boy Adventures. So we are inviting our airtimers on stage and Twitchers. I'm going to go over and raid you to Don Daring 101. If you would like to join us on the airtime stage, you can go there, click that, and you can come and chat and hang out. Just say, hey, I'm from Twitch, and I'll let you up. All right, let me hit this raid real quick. What is wrong with you?